Beautiful patience that time by Baycott. Also, that middle pick and roll is so tough to guard. When you have a young man that has a repertoire of moves, it's tough to stop him. And finally, Akinjo is able.
Black has both the assists now. Here is Akinjo, and he's got the switch he wants. The big man's on. Akinjo goes by him. Quick release and scores.
Out of that timeout. Hence, Davis was forced to take a 25-footer at the end of the shot clock.
Akinjo gets to the basket, and that goes. Manic might have got a hand on it. And 35. Manic with 13 now, and here's Akinjo, and he can't buy one. Offensive rebound. Set up Akinjo again. That was Brown with a board, and Akinjo up. 4 to shoot. He leaves it. Black got to get it up with 2 to shoot. No, didn't hit the rim. Akinjo's got it. 2 on 2. Akinjo takes. Akinjo scores. And one. 2-possession game. Missed it. Flagler's got the board. Baylor down 3. Don't need a 3 here, but can take it. See what Akinjo does. He tries to get by Davis, and it goes! Akinjo! Early, 8-5 start, Baylor in front. Norfolk State with the basketball, and here is Tate. Comes up short, and Akinjo the rebound.
I think Damba may have gotten a good little piece of that jump shot by Tate.
Akinjo. That one's good. 8. Bryant with the rebound, gives it right back to Tate, who cuts, cannot finish. And Sohan able to save it. Akinjo on the move. He's got Meyer in front of him. And now Akinjo, three-pointer on its way is good.
4 top 15 wins this season.
Moja Gibson. Yeah, they don't have a player in the top 10 in the Big 12 in average points or average rebounds per game. Pretty crazy. Akinjo, little off balance, doesn't matter, it's a 2.
Tough shot. He might look like a linebacker, but that kid can make threes. Young man from Waxahachie, right down the road from Dallas. By the way, all rookie team, all freshman team.
Akinjo pull up, got it.
And those kind of cuts to the basket.
It would have been better there if I had said, after you asked that question, because spacing is open.
You're learning.
Akinjo off the glass.
You see how Groves plays outside? Oh, a bad break.
Akinjo pulls up. I think that's a 2. It is. It's a 2. Look at it.
He sure did.
Gibson inside, left hand. That wouldn't fall.
Remember that goal wire miss in the first half? 2 of them at the rim.
Oh yeah. My goodness.
Yep.
Stop it, James.
Look at this. Got to get it over. They will not.
Akinjo with the steal. Akinjo at the basket. Puts it in. They're within 1.
Hunter. Blocked by Meyer. Meyer baseline. Akinjo. Got it.
You know, they 3 he hit to end the first half.
What a reversal we've seen here in Waco. Baylor with the ball, up just 7. Akinjo, the stop and go, and he gets it to drop. TJ Otzelberger says he's the best defensive player on this Iowa State team, but we forget that at Minnesota, Gabe Kalsher showed he could fill it up a little bit. There's a creation.
And with 4 fouls, TJ Otzelberger goes back to him. And Baylor has been just content to kind of toss it back and forth here and settle for deep threes. They have needed Gabe Kalsher's offense.
Bamba misses the front end, but a big offensive rebound by Kendall Brown, his 9th on the day.
Tell you what, some big missed free throws in this game.
Akinjo found a seam.
The things they loved about his performance against Kansas, the rebounding, is he had a dozen of them.
In traffic as well. There's that penetration right off the bat.
Ramey. Sohan rebounds the miss.
Yeah, Chris Beard tried to go with Flagler with 2. That's why Ramey was able to go one-on-one. Couldn't knock it down. No paint.
Baylor can take the lead. They've done a great job keeping Akinjo out of the paint right there. He gets it.
There you go.
And with the left hand eye off. Last year's national championship team. So the Baylor Bears, right now, Joe Lunardi has them as a 1 seed.
They're going to have to solve the double teams of Flagler and pick and roll.
Well, that'll help Akinjo. Texas is 3 for 14 from 3, but Carr is 2 for 4.
Here comes the ball screen. Let's see if they trap it.
Akinjo lost the handle briefly. High off the glass.
Lurking to defend the rim.
Clock under 10. Akinjo from deep. Score the basket.
Much, but that's that length and athleticism of the freshman.
Sohan at 6'9", and very explosive. And Allen at 6'6", and Sohan rejected him. Akinjo, all those stops and starts, and he puts that one in.
6'5", 6'6". He's usually going against guards who aren't used to blocking out. They turn their head, go after the ball, and he gets to the rim.
What a burst of speed by James Akinjo. And now they can be a little bit patient here with the ball in a 5-point lead.
Still want to be aggressive, but nothing wrong with using the clock, shortening the game when you've got a 5-point lead and the ball.
Scott Drew signaling in a play from the bench. Akinjo. Count it!
He's got a dozen tonight. A dozen points, that is. Tied at 62. Akinjo. Oh, big shot.
That looks like Damian Lillard right there.
Scott Drew has played only 8 in this one.
All right, here we go. Face. Watch Flagler coming off.
Back to Akinjo. Akinjo with Walker on. Akinjo, pull up. Got it.
Man, how about that?
Huge shot.
Woo.
Also good to see Coach K. Looks like he's back up and running and after that little health scare. And there's Akinjo. Because it could have been devastating, and we still don't know the extent of it. But obviously him being out here means that it's not horrible. Hopefully he stretch it out. Maybe we can see him again today. But the good news is he walked out on his own.
Chuck O'Bannon back in for TCU. He only played 8 minutes in the first half. Xavier Cork will start as the big for the Horned Frogs. What do you want to see from TCU first 5 minutes?
Well, TCU's got to come out and get up on the glass, defend, and not let that happen.
That's tough to stop because again
they were there, and obviously they had the success, but you see that here all the time. The Baylor players are always coming back just after they leave.
The distance on Baylor's passes the last few minutes have been elongated, and it's allowing the Red Raiders to jump those lanes.
Mentioned, Gabe will be there. Belle Duncan, Rebecca Lobo, Carolyn Peck, Andrea Carter, and Holly Rowe.
Great job that Kelly Harper's done at Tennessee, the former point guard.
Akinjo drill. Baylor's hit 3 straight field goals, make it 4 in a row. Be live.
Absolutely. The team plays with the same energy.
Yeah.
The great defense, the hustle, diving into the stands for loose balls.
Akinjo drill. You think about both these teams have been banged up this year,
yes,
and yet there's still so much talent.
No question.
Akinjo, high arcing shot.
That's to come from Texas if this is going to become a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, no Jonathan Chacho, who is out with a significant knee injury. And Baylor emotionally, great first half, good start to the second half. And as I said earlier, Akinjo and Flagler look as good as they did all year.
Akinjo, move! Plus the double team, 5 to shoot. Askew, just a little too strong. 30% from the field for the game for Texas. Shot fake by Akinjo, and the finish. Boy, what? Akinjo again. Seven block shots in the game now for Baylor. Akinjo with room, floater, gets the roll.
His entire team a text, in fact, after the loss to Ole Miss as Smith lays it in. It was their third consecutive loss. He said, we've got to pick up the pace. We have to play to our strengths with all of these guards. On the jumper. Long offensive rebound. Masood offline. Baylor can take the lead with a 3. Long 2. An excuse and a reason. You don't have L.J. Cryer, the best three-point shooter in the Big 12 and top 5 in the country. That's going to affect things, especially as you try to space the floor. 7 from the floor to start the half. Can they get anything beyond Pack and Smith? That's not going to help. The steal. Akinjo, patient in state. Baylor has scored 8 in a row. Akinjo, long 2.
And the finger roll is good, and West Virginia on the board first.
When I've been in these situations in the past, you usually play, you raise your game, but it's awkward early when guys are missing.
To the corner, Akinjo. Got it. There's a 3.
Jalen Bridges, also a Fairmont native. Fairmont senior. Home of the pepperoni roll.
Akinjo gets enough.
Have to do that. This guy can make them.
Meyer pulls down the Sherman miss.
And I thought Matthew Meyer, that's a hand check right there. Matthew Meyer, I thought, was quiet in the first half. He did not get it going.
And Meyer did not score 0 for 4. Akinjo lays it in.
Last team better. This team was as good as anybody in the country on January 8th.
Sohan gets it to Meyer. Akinjo catch and shoot and buries it. Woo! And look at those numbers in terms of the 3. Baylor has hit just 3 of them. 3 out of 16. And meanwhile, the 3-point line has been a big part of West Virginia. 26, 2 off his season and career high. Akinjo matches Virginia. And a game Mountaineers team trying to pull off the upset. Akinjo for 3. Got it!
Control him by playing a speed game and making Baylor change their lineup.
Akinjo, pretty reverse, boy.
Nearly lost it again. And a good job by Davison not to panic. A month ago, he probably would have panicked and just drove the ball to traffic with no.
Oh, what a shot by Akinjo. Flagler for another. And Akinjo grabs his own rebound in amongst the trees, knocks it in. A game guy. Meyer's been dealing with foul trouble. And Akinjo still getting back in shape.
To your point, Ravi, you can't leave Cryer. He's 47% from 3. And they just don't have that gravity ability on the floor to this.
Conference defense is so difficult, but then it just leaked into the other games all the way into today. But this is his best stretch, Mark, in the last 3 games.
The Schooner crowd back into it. It's a 1-possession game in Norman.
Cortez doing a great job. He's the one, Cortez, who created that turnover. Talked about him defending smarter. He's doing that this half.
Akinjo looking for his first basket of the game and gets it to
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
maybe that's signs of things to come for Oklahoma State and Bryce Thompson. Really quiet in the beginning stages of his Oklahoma State career, but he had 14 at Texas Tech, and now he leaves the game with 3 fouls, but with 7 points. Here's Cryer. 5 on the shot clock. Akinjo guarded by Anderson. And he gets it to go. Shoot.
Cryer, Flagler, Akinjo kind of taking over for that group last year with Mitchell, Teague, and Butler.
It looked like it was impossible to replace those 3, right?
Look at that off the glass. I mean,
through, no doubt.
Step back, Williams. Meyer flying in, grabs it, and now Akinjo. And Akinjo gets the fake and the stop. Kevin O'Banner.
Baylor tried to be sneaky right there. They showed zone, went man, but they confused themselves. That's why O'Banner was so open underneath the basket.
Combo almost lost the handle. Good hands by Williams. Akinjo jumper. And knocks it down.
Makes sense. They're not a great shooting team. McCullough's back. He's in quickly. I thought he gave them a really good lift in the first half.
Akinjo weaving, uses the glass and good.
And made the right decision.
The lead is 6. Akinjo got it. And he cuts. Ready to roll here in Waco. Baylor controls, and we're underway.
This team has 8 starters, John. They are a deep team, much like they were a year ago.
Great athleticism. One thing they don't do, they don't get to the free throw line a ton, but wow, do they defend. Akinjo, little floater, got it.
Well,
in the early going. Gibson will try. And Baylor back the other way. The Bears unbeaten and coming off a good test on the road in Ames. You called that one.
Yeah, it was a fun game. Only 3 unbeaten teams left in college basketball. Watch out.
Akinjo knocks down a
great scouting report teams. They not only know their stuff, but they know your stuff too. And both teams are trying to take away your strengths.
Porter Moser very detail-oriented.
Yep. Because of his time with Rick Majerus. Look at this left hand. Yep.
That's Akinjo with MU transfer.
That time, Porter Moser liked that shot by Jaguar. The earlier one he thought was too quick. Good ball movement.
Mid-range jumper at Akinjo, and that'll get back. A good job of the offensive glass. Flagler now. And another tip. They do it twice. One of the trademarks for Scott Drew his entire time here in Waco. Great offensive rebounding teams. And Akinjo
maybe a couple more stops, get it to 6 or 7. Give yourself a chance. Nice.
Akinjo flips it up and in. Wow.
I said he was 30 minutes up the road in Waxahachie, and I got a text. Someone said, you drive fast. But no, it's probably about 30 minutes south of Dallas, so it's somewhat halfway between. But I like this kid. He's tough as nails.
They're always going to get you on the geography, aren't they?
I know it.
Gosh. Akinjo pulls up, buries it. ESPN2 and ESPN Plus.
And Tuesday we have Kansas at Oklahoma in Norman. You and I will be there, along with the great Chris Budden. Look at this, John. Look at this. Looked like he was going to set a screen, and then he slipped out of it, and that opened up a driving lane. Good, smart basketball right there. The Oklahoma doing their share of switching now. And again, keeping the ball in front, guarding your yard.
Shot clock under 10, Akinjo. Akinjo into the paint, flips it up and in. Man. Him down. He's got 13.
Little fake pressure right here.
Akinjo going to work inside. Off the glass and good.
Baylor and Iowa State underway. Number 1 versus number 8, and the Bears control the tip. Here we go. 2 of the best defenses in the country squaring off to open the Big 12 Conference. And Akinjo knocks down hit.
Brockington found himself open, and the freshman delivered. Hunter.
Akinjo thought about stepping into one.
Can't let Flagler go.
And Akinjo finds himself open at the top of the Texas A&M. He had 13 points off the bench in that game. He would be out here a lot for them had that not happened.
That young man plays with great spirit. I watched them practice in October. Baylor fans are going to love him when he's healthy. Hey, the defense has been solid. There's no question for the Cyclones.
3 to shoot. Akinjo finds himself open. How about the pass from Flagler?
Watch a little ghost screen here. Come up and fake it. Here it is.
Akinjo steps back. Pretty good look. James Akinjo.
Watch out.
And Aruna. Little contact. Thamba can't. Akinjo pulls it in. Akinjo over the top of Brockington. Akinjo, another silencer.
He got the haircut. He came straight over to King McClure almost to get a stamp of approval.
Look, I approve it. I didn't like all the sloppiness, but I like what he's rocking now.
Akinjo loses his. Looking for that advantage, a little help, and ultimately Baylor able to crash the boards after the miss from Coleman.
tough.
Conference opponents in a non-conference tournament over in Katy, Texas, at the same arena where they will play their conference tournament in March. They called the Merrill Center home. Line for 7 free throws. They only hit 3 of those 7 free throws. Could have helped themselves. Northwestern State came into Waco, picked up a 65-60 victory. And now she says her name is Claire. Kick out to Flagler. Little instead of plucking JUCO transfers, he plucks first-team all Pac-12 players.
It says book right there, pulling up from the logo.
Actually were high school teammates. McDonald transferred in to the 4-time state champions, but had to sit out that semester when T-Set was a senior. McDonald, I think you've read everything people have talked about. It has been, a lot of thought has been put into that venue. No shortage of great memories still.
There's riding some impressive streaks. We'll tell you about those coming up in a bit. One of those, the longest active win streak of any school in the nation going back to last season. Akinjo for 3 from the right side.
Down a stretch.
Joshua up for the jumper over Bonner. Shot no good. Chachua clears the boards for the Bears. Akinjo in a hurry up the floor. Banker is good by James Akinjo.
Pass.
Nice bounce pass. Missed the layup. Follow up by Agnew was no good. I don't know how Montgomery missed that shot. Here's Akinjo running the floor. The finger roll is good for 2. It's 7 of 12. And the lead is 21 again for the Bears, 57-36. Akinjo steps into a 3, left wing, and he gets the shooter's bounce. Alcorn attacks. Here's Akinjo with the steal on the perimeter and the lay-in at the other end. This is on the baseline. Underhand dish stolen by Sohan. Ahead to Akinjo. A layup for James Akinjo.
The first half of this game. Life on the road can be difficult. There's a certain level of intensity you need to have. And for an Oregon team where Dana Altman's been talking about, hey guys, we just need to compete.
What a move, Akinjo.
Baylor has to come out here in the first 5 minutes of the second half and take away that confidence from Oregon. And this is what you look to do for a #1 team on the road. Get back to being who you are.
It's been a long time. First halftime deficit for Baylor since the Sweet 16 against Villanova.
Good job fighting the ball. Oregon's competing.
They really are. Akinjo's had a tough time of it. He switched to the left hand. Meyer drives to the bucket. That one no good. Baylor hustling for the loose balls. Meyer gets it back, had it stripped away. Well, the Baylor's playing hard here in these first few minutes. Akinjo, what a dribble move. Good to tie the game.
It was low and away from his body. Tough to see on that angle when you're shooting from behind to see the gap. But from where we were sitting, you could see that gap was clear.
Akinjo challenged and hit it. It's a 3.
Says, nope, that's a flop. Give him the free throw.
There was a little bit of contact with the forearm. But it's not like a flop has to happen when there's no contact. That's not the, that's not the point of it.
If you fall every time there's contact out on the floor, we'd have nothing but people throwing themselves down.
Correct. There's Akinjo, found a little opening and hits a 2. Foot was on the line. Flagler has been much quieter in this second half. That was a tough contested jumper. Brown tipped it back to Flagler. And he got up for that tip ball. 3 is good from Akinjo.
Villanova did a great job rebounding against Syracuse.
Brown missed his stop of the rebound. It didn't hit anything, so the shot clock is winding down. Akinjo fires. And hits! Oh, that's a nice move by Slater. Absorbed the contact, put it in.
Yeah, Slater with a good drive right there. Switched hands. You mentioned Jonathan and his rebounding prowess. If you chart his minutes and rebounds per minutes, he's off the charts. He's right up there with who's the best rebounder in college. The Sheboy.
Look at Akinjo. Drew's team. Samuels inside. Kick out Moore. I mean, you talk about a defensive clinic. Akinjo got it. Akinjo by 10 with the ball.
Exciting news for Baylor. Building a beautiful new field house. Going to break ground. It's already dollars are gathered. They got the property. They're going to break ground this summer. It's going to be 7,500 seat people. It's going to be state of the art.
Brown to Akinjo. Gets into the paint. Akinjo flips it in. Wow.
Big time drop. Not legit.
Moore step back. Off to the side. Chamuchachu with a rebound.
Yeah, a little bit bump right there. Look at that speed.
Oh my
Look at that speed.
Akinjo explosive. The season, including this one. K-State women host Oregon Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. If you're a Big 12 fan, you've got to have it.
But they had to replace a legend who coached here in the women's program. Now at LSU. Did a phenomenal job.
Here's Akinjo.
6 states, 7 games in 17 days. Tested early, no wins to show for it, but certainly battle tested. Speeds.
Hey, John wants every boy. I'll let anybody get it.
That's the
Set the
third
screen in the transition.
5th rebound overall for Chamuchachu. 3 of them have been on the offensive glass. Akinjo will end the drought. Really caught fire under head coach Joe Golding. Time in the Southland Conference after they transitioned to Division I. Akinjo out of the corner finds his spot.
To start here, Jimmy, in this battle for Atlanta's championship game.
I mean, Michigan State is so good at boxing off on the defensive glass. They are just tremendous at it. You get what you emphasize, and that's what Tom Izzo does.
Akinjo again. That time he does use the left minute mark.
That is a screen assist, though, by Hall, man, to run right down the pipe and get his backside on that front side defender, clear out space. Akinjo's got to be careful.
Yeah, too much dribbling, but he's able to. That ball's pinned, and we're going to. And the crowd now on its feet here inside the ballroom in Atlantis. Hard take, help from Brown, a little late. Eastern 4:30 Pacific, ABC, and the ESPN app one tap. Count that 3. Oh, that was too easy. Thamba down low will kick it back out. Akinjo blow by. That's a tough shot, man.
By Curry, he's very explosive. One of the most explosive guards in that A-10.
They've been very effective at making shots in the air while they're moving. A couple of floaters here.
I think they have to make some of those in practice every day because the defense they're going against forces them to. I would play.
Yeah, missed that open one there, but an offensive rebound put back up and no good. Spun around the rim and they continue to battle. Good chance there. Kamani Lawrence missed an easy layup. And Akinjo had him wide open underneath for a second, didn't get it there in time. Akinjo again will try, and that time he finds the bottom. Seeing that a lot of folks think may be as good, if not better, and that's a large and high bar to get to. Keith knocked down a 3, and then the other way, Akinjo buried.
Freshmen don't. It takes them halfway through their freshman year, their sophomore year, to understand who am I as a player. But this kid's got a bounce now that you can't teach.
The team had 28 dunks coming into the game. Kendall Brown, the freshman, had almost half of them, 13.
That is his game, taking the ball to the basket, and sometimes will even drag a defender with him.
Good movement off the ball. Akinjo finds a free spot. He's hit.
About 6'10", long.
Horn has got 5 threes in the game and 17 points. Illinois State transfer, the bright spot tonight. There's terrible defensive effort on the other end.
Yep.
Buckets.
Tates has the last 2 field goals for Stanford. No shot available here. The turnover for Chamuchachu. And on the other end, it's James. Typically a 50% chance each night Dallaire is going to be your leading scorer for Stanford. As Baylor unable to knock down the last 2, but an offensive rebound ultimately for the Bears, courtesy of Dale Bonner.
And goaltending.
Just a little half minutes to go in the half. They've cut it to 4 now with 22 seconds and counting. It's a nice run for the Cardinal to finish the half.
Baylor can basically hold for the final shot here despite the discrepancy between game clock and shot clock. Just put a little arc under that final look. 2-score ball game, it appears, going into halftime. Let's see if this changes that. Another floater from Akinjo. This time they'll count it.
Again, you could get 25 or 30 for you on a given night. They just can't. Stanford really doesn't have that group of guards, so they've got to play a little more controlled. They want the game in the 50s or 60s, and they've lost a little bit of control of this one.
Step out for Brown. Thought better of it. Opposite corner. Good for Akinjo.
From a guy that you would expect huge points from.
This is about as efficient as it gets. A turnover.
Game for him.
At this end, there's a block by Sohan. Sohan starts the break. Akinjo, layup good.
So wide open, I really think it almost gets them off their rhythm.
Yeah, that's right. They're too open, right?
They're just too wide open. It almost affects their timing. Bears with another rebound in Central Arkansas. One and done every time they get it on the offensive end.
Sohan from the baseline kicks it out to Akinjo. Ball was wide open for the dunk. 55-26. James Akinjo will walk it across the midcourt stripe. Bears looking to get to 3-0 on the season with a win tonight. Akinjo, nicely by S.K. Shitu. And a block at the other end by the Bears. Bonner ahead to Akinjo. He will lay it in for 2 more. Finger roll. Zach Loveday and Dane Danger off the Baylor bench. They'll check in next dead ball. 3 minutes, 20 seconds and counting here in the second half. Akinjo, a 3, and it's good. Baylor leads by 23 with 7:15 to go. Bears led by 20 at halftime, 48-28. James Akinjo looking for his first points of the day, and there they
ish, I guess if you want to say that.
It's a good comparison. It's a compliment. Real compliment. How about the announcement we told you earlier just today that they're moving from the Southland Conference to the WAC. 2 free throws, 10-point Baylor lead. Akinjo drives in for the.
Sure, I think it's because we didn't have any beef in the locker room or anything like that. Like, we all got along with each other. We all had similar goals, and we all just cared about each other. So I think that was one of the things that really helped us out a lot as a unit.
You just don't have student sections. Like,
Yeah,
student
right.
sections, they make the game so much more entertaining, and it makes it so much harder to play at.
That's a big part of the college game.
Yeah, exactly. I can't tell you how many times I've been called queen by student sections.
Don't ask what the worst thing you've been called is.
Probably can't say that on air. Oh, good pull.
Akinjo up.